applications.
Okay.
There are 2 additional ones from before.
Thank you. Thank you.
Finish dinner.
Yeah. I'm gonna move it down to the bottom.
Yeah.
2 and no.
Does that finish here?
We will. She just gonna move that. It's gonna be 3, 4, and 5 down.
Here's some agendas if y'all like.
You grab me one?
Yes, sir. Thanks, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Any more? Here, this one for you. Is one enough? See that Uncle Boots?
Yeah, have you been over yet?
Of course. Well, I went to a shower this weekend, so,
Well, that was anything, I'd say.
it was.
We don't know if I went
Trent,
there.
Trent was a popular place to be. The line for the coffee. He had to hire his first employee.
I done told him, I said, well, I get to watch him, I said, there's no way me and Mom can come and help you on this if you have to go somewhere. I don't have to do it. I said, I'll have to tell him it's either black with sugar and cream or both.
No, he had fancy stuff. You know Stephanie Hauser?
Yeah.
Yeah, she jumped back there and started helping him. Christy needed
I
help.
wouldn't know how to do that stuff. He measures and weighs.
What's that?
They all have food costs, all that.
Oh, yeah.
He did good. It's nice in there.
I just pulled that lift on that out there, it'll be okay.
Yeah, I can make that.
Here, don't. Shane. Okay.
This is good.
I'm gonna move this. She was across the hall. Is Lily in town?
She had to go make a phone call.
Okay.
You go ahead and
We'll start in just a minute.
Start without her, you know.
Greg,
Yes, ma'am.
I was out Hillman School,
Yeah.
they need some money for, teacher appreciation, so drop by there and give them some money. Got an extra. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, you got an extra agenda? Huh?
Agenda.
Oh, you got them over there?
That same thing.
You need one
It's like-
agenda? You need
oh,
an
okay.
agenda? You need an agenda?
I'm good, how are y'all?
Okay, it's Wednesday, April 29th, 2026 at 4:30. Overton County Library Committee, I'm calling the meeting to order. Roll call. Shane Walker.
Here.
Gil McCarron here. Greg Nibbins.
Here.
Philip Talley.
Here.
And Cindy Robbins. I am moving 3, 4, and 5 to after number 8.
Okay. Any nomination on that?
Later, yeah. Okay, so the next thing will be I've got two different agendas here. Number 6, discuss the complaint from Library Board Member Thelma Danner. Greg, will you read that for me?
Okay, can everybody hear me? Let's see here. It says to the Overton County Executive and Overton County Board of Commissioners, it's a formal complaint regarding the Overton County Library Board and Chairman and Director. It's a dear Executive Commission and Commissioners. I'm writing to you today in my official capacity as a member of the Overton County Library Board to formally notify you of a series of serious grievances involving the Board Chairman Jerry Shetter. Specifically, I'm filing a complaint regarding the following matters: harassment and intimidation. I've been subjected to ongoing harassment, bullying, and direct threats from the Chairman Shetter. These actions were initiated solely because of a statement that was made during the proceedings which he disagreed. Such behavior creates a hostile environment that impedes the board's ability to function effectively. Another bullet point is procedural malpractice. It's become evident that Chairman Shetter and the Library Director Judith Cutright are frequently bypassing the Board of Trustees to make unilateral decisions. This bypass is not only a violation of our established board rules and bylaws, but also, it's to my understanding, a violation of legal statutes governing the library operations. I've been advised that the appointing body should be the first to be formally notified of these internal conflicts. I want to be clear, this letter is no way any criticism of the county court system. However, since Chairman is court appointed, it's a court appointed official, I believe it's imperative that the county executive and the commissioner are made aware of this conduct and disregard for proper legal oversight. I'm requesting your guidance on the appropriate next steps for a formal hearing on the investigation of these matters to ensure Overton County Library is managed with the transparency, integrity the citizens of our county deserves. Thank you for your immediate attention to this serious situation. Sincerely, Thelma Danner, Overton County Library Board member.
Judith, do you wish to address this situation?
Would like to know if there is a specific instance where I did not follow board guidelines. I have not been made aware of any particular instance.
Am I allowed to speak? I'm the library board chair, and I've been called out into this complaint, which I have not had previous knowledge of. Correct? You have not given me this complaint. And as far as right now, as it stands right now, this isn't a board. This isn't a committee right now. You guys don't have a chair, you don't have a vice chair, and you don't have a secretary. Who's taking minutes?
Excuse me, I'm the chairman.
Who appointed you?
In September, we were appointed.
Okay, you were not elected, because you're doing that right now, correct?
I don't know your name, but I'll be happy to tell you.
My name is Jewish.
This committee is the library committee of the county. The county commission appointed this committee, and this committee elected their own chairperson, who is Ms. Robbins.
No, they
They
have,
have elected their secretary, which is Ms. McCowan.
you have not, because on the agenda,
You have a seat. Have a seat. We're having a meeting. You can we have a public comment section after the meeting.
where is it, there, it is, not on the agenda, there isn't.
The agenda was posted on the web,
Right.
right?
We have it physically right here, and there's nothing that says about anything
Public
public
comment.
Because
And
I also have
you
public comment.
currently-
It's under any older new business.
That's not public
It's not
comment.
public comment.
And as it stands right now, you basically, according to the agenda, which you moved, you were supposed to elect a chair, a vice chair, and a secretary. That is on your agenda.
That's only,
Okay.
Ms. Robbins is going to,
well,
later in this meeting, she's going to resign as chair, and they're gonna elect a new chair.
Okay, but she's not, who elected her chair from before?
This committee,
This-
When was that meeting?
this was last year.
In September, when new committees are appointed by the county executive.
And you had a,
He chooses, and we choose within our group who will be chair, co-chairman, and secretary.
did you have a meeting?
When we meet, we do that.
When was the last meeting you had? Because I have a public records request asking about that for the agendas and for agendas and for minutes and participation in the meetings. And I still have not received that public records request.
Whatever your name is, I know that for some reason, you don't want this committee to appoint the members of the Board of Trustees. I know that. But this board has the law and the power to do so, and that's what they're going to do today. So you just have a seat, sir. Have a seat, and you can comment during the comment period.
There is no comment period.
Have a seat. Well, we're gonna let if
You will be
these
able to
people
comment.
want to comment, they can. And if they don't, that's fine. Just have a seat. Thank you.
No, I'm not having a seat. I'm gonna stand right here.
You can stand there all night.
I will.
Go
Right now,
ahead.
this is an illegal committee because you don't have a chair, vice chair, or
We
secretary.
have a chair and a secretary.
Who is the chair and secretary? And why
I
is it?
just told you.
It's not, I asked you again for a public records request of who is
I
actually,
told you who the chair is.
you have not,
And we're going to proceed with this meeting. So, Madam Chairman, would you please proceed with this meeting?
again, I'm gonna tell you, this meeting has violated open meeting laws and open records request laws. And I basically, I filed a,
Have a seat.
I am not having a seat. I told you I'm not
I'm
having a
gonna
seat.
call the sheriff if you don't have a seat.
Okay,
You are interrupting this meeting, and this is a county meeting. Have a seat. Or you can stand there if you wish.
I am gonna stand.
But
Jerry.
we're not gonna be talking, because we're gonna proceed with
We'll
this
get to you
meeting.
here in a minute. Okay?
Okay,
Let's
Judith,
be
do you want
reasonable.
to address this at a later
Please.
time?
Again, I have not been made aware of any violations of, board policies or, rules that I have done. This is the first time that I have heard of, these allegations.
And this is the first time I'm hearing these allegations also.
Is Ms. Danner here?
Yes.
Ms. Danner, do you wanna address this? This was your complaint. Would you please tell this, would you please tell this committee what you're complaining about?
Okay.
Would you stand up and come up to the table, please? And please state your name behind the table. Yeah.
Is she on the microphone?
This all started when the state sent a review of books in the children's section that could be considered offensive. And the board asked that they be moved to the adult section. But Jerry, Judith, and Deb refused.
Now, I don't know who these people are. Do they have
Okay,
last
this is
names?
Jerry, this is Judith, and Deb's the secretary.
Well, state their last names for the record.
Oh, well, Jerry Shedder, Judith Cutright, Deb Newkirk. Deb is the secretary. Okay, this all started then, and then they started calling special meetings with the board library committee to try to fix it. Well, one person on the board finally said, she made a motion that we move the books out of the children's section. and we had to send a report to the state what had been done. And, so supposedly the books were moved. I've not been to look. But anyway, at the special meeting, Jerry wouldn't let me talk. Every time I opened my mouth, he'd tell me I didn't have permission to talk. He wouldn't let me say anything. And then at our regular meeting in January, it was the same thing. It just got a little worse. Well, in February, we had another call meeting with the library board committee, and he said that you all had to appoint whoever he recommended to the board. And I said, no, they don't. You can recommend, but that's not the final choice. The final choice is with the board. Well, he got mad and he said, I said, and our job as the board is to oversee the job that Judith is doing and give her direction if she needs it. And I said, even though sometimes she don't do it. And he said, that's slander. If you open your mouth one more time, you're gonna be in court for slander. And he scooted back from the table. He had something on the table. He scooted back from the table like this. He turned forward and he went like this on his leg with his fist and said, don't open your mouth again. And to me, I'm an almost 80-year-old woman. That's a threat. And then I asked to be put on the agenda. I asked Judith to put me on the agenda for our March meeting, March 17th. Well, she said, what is the topic? And I said, some new board members that I've been told about that want to be. She said, that's not good enough. Well, that evening at home, Jerry called me at home and said, you have to tell me what the topic is of you've been put on the agenda. And I said, I want to talk to the board and the committee about some new board members. He said, we don't need any new board members. And I said, well, I could get an application and give them and they could turn in when we do. And he said, no, we're not handing out any more applications. And he said, you're gonna have to tell me exactly what you're gonna say. And I said, Jerry, it is totally against the law for two board members to talk about the board business outside of a public meeting. And I'm not gonna tell you that. And he said, well, you're not gonna be on the agenda then. So I hung up on him. And I was not on the agenda. And here's a good part. Our meeting March 17th, Jerry presented, him and Deb presented new board member rules. And we have board member rules in our book that we've always gone by, but they've made new ones. And he read them and explained, and he said, is there a motion? Well, Deb Newkirk made a motion to adopt these rules, and there wasn't a second.
Yes,
So
it was.
Jerry seconded it.
Which I'm allowed to,
Then
by the way.
after the meeting, Bruce Godfrey, that is one of the people to be considered for a board member, told him that he wasn't allowed to second that motion. So they let it go. Nobody said it was dead for a lack of a second. Nobody brought it up again. But when I got the minutes for the meeting, it had been changed. Not Jerry's name as second, but Helen Carter. And she was there and she did not make a second. And I also have a paper here. Oh, I have another board member to turn into. Falsification of government records. In legal context, this is the most direct term under this statute. It is a criminal offense to knowingly make a false entry in a government record to intentionally destroy, conceal, or remove a record to impair its integrity, because meeting minutes are considered official public records once they are filed. scrubbing or fabricating them is a serious matter.
Just an FYI, in our bylaws, Article 9, and in general, under Section 1, an affirmative vote of the majority of all members of the board present at the time shall be necessary to approve any action before the board. The chairman may vote upon and may move or second a proposal before the board. If there's an issue with the minutes, and there's a mistake on the minutes have not, for the last meeting, have not been approved yet. Anybody, if you think there's an issue with the minutes, then you can bring and we can amend the minutes. But as far as me making a second, according to our bylaws, I'm allowed to second anything.
You are correct. Her issue was that the minutes had been changed.
And some of this.
The minute, wait, no, excuse me.
Can I, Lillian, the trustees, they're not under the Robert's Rules of Order, are they?
Who?
The trustee board.
The library.
They're not, they
According to
don't.
their bylaws,
Their
they're
by-
not.
yeah, okay,
Right, that's why.
okay.
But
That's,
he's
I just
allowed
wanted
to
to
do
So,
clarify that.
in summing this all up, during our meeting, when I advised the library committee that he had threatened me, and I was upset about it, I was told by one member to get a lawyer. Okay, I have talked to some people about this to get advice. I have been told that he committed a Class B felony by threatening, bullying, and in general intimidating an elderly, almost 80-year-old woman. So that's not settled yet, but I have to wait until the county court. I'd love to keep this in the county court. There's no business having everybody in the country into this. But I have to wait until the decision before I can continue with whatever I need to do.
I'm gonna mention also, since we're going a free-for-all here, so on the minutes from,
Have you been recognized?
am I recognized?
I believe Ms. Danner has it.
Okay.
So, I was advised to bring this to the county court to get a decision. And then I had some more advice, so I'll have to wait. But like I said, I told them from the start, we can settle this within the county without bringing in all this media and all this, but he has called a radio station, Google, trying to say that 2 board members quit because they wanted to remove books from the library, which wasn't true anyway. But anyway, I'd like to give y'all, this is another application. And I understand that she is also has a degree in library science, so I don't know that anybody could complain about her being on the library board. Thank you.
Ms. Danner, did you also, give a copy of the complaint to, Judith?
What?
Did you give a copy of the complaint to Judith?
No.
Okay, so I'm assuming we need to let her study it and get back with us on that, is that,
Yeah.
okay, is that okay?
I'd still like to know exactly what policy I have not been following. The board, as far as the books are concerned, the board had recommended to move them to the adult section, and that has been done.
Yes.
Ms. Lillian, can I ask one? So it's anything we recognize?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
She said she didn't have one.
I was just gonna, since this is a trustee matter on this, should they get somebody to do mediation? The trustees get a mediator, between the trustees?
Well, they can if they want to, that's up to the trustees.
I mean, that would,
That's up to the trustees.
Okay.
We don't have anything to do with
yeah,
that.
that's what I was wondering, okay.
And, Ms. Danner, if you're involved with your lawyer, I would continue to talk with your lawyer and follow his or her directions, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Question.
Go ahead.
Are the meetings up there, are they voice recorded, video recorded, anything, or just the written minutes?
They are voice recorded until they are transcribed. We do not keep the entire because of storage issues. I do have copies of the last meeting available in recording.
Yes.
As to answer her question as to what I was talking about, her duties, our last several meetings have contained an agenda and the budget that you all send to the library. That's it. How is the board supposed to make a decision about anything when they have no idea what's going on? We don't get a copy of the bank statement. We don't get a copy of what Friends of the Libraries, their meetings. We don't get a copy of their money bank statements, nothing. All we get is an agenda and the budget that you all send. And I feel like in order for a board to be able to make decisions, they have to have some information. Thank you.
I would provide those at any time you would.
Well, you've had
request them.
3 years to do it and you haven't done it yet.
Just an FYI, just a couple things. Am I recognized, please?
Okay,
Can I be recognized here for a minute?
okay.
Okay, so going through Ms. Danner's thing, first of all, I've never threatened anyone in my life, especially an 80-year-old woman, so I'm not too sure where she is coming from. Second of all, I've never received this complaint or any complaint regarding anything that she said just recently. Yes, I will read them from the minutes on 2/24/26. During the meeting, while we're waiting for one of the applicants, this is part of the special meeting. Thelma, according to the minutes which she approved, basically saying, Thelma felt the process was a waste of time because she stated Judith handpicks who she wants on the board. Jerry told her that was enough and we're not going to hear that again. Thelma then stated Judith does not want to hear what the board thinks and that she fails to follow any directive that the board has given her. Jerry, myself, replied, that is slander and you're not going to slander our director. Thelma replied, that is not slander, I am telling the truth. I said, that is slander and you're not going to slander our director. If you insist on continue, need I remind you that these meetings are recorded. At that point, Thelma rested. We don't, as a board director, as a chair, I don't threaten anybody, but I will control the meeting. And when a board member slanders without any proof whatsoever our director, I am going to call that out and I'm going to stop that type of slander. And that's what it was.
Okay, thank you. Okay, number 7. I have received a complaint stating that one of Judith, you may want to address this, that one of your employees are bringing their children to work with them during the summer. Is that correct?
I have no problem with staff bringing their children to the library. I think that is a good place for children. They are well behaved, they sit there, they play on the computers, they read.
Ms. Lillian, would the county be responsible if something happened to those children and they're there all day during the summer?
Well, their parents are on the premises.
Yeah, but it's not a daycare.
It's not a daycare.
Judith, there has been complaints previously about the noise level at the library. So there has been some complaints about it. I'm not sure whose children it was coming from, but there have been complaints about the noise level and about the amount of time they were spending on the computers playing games. I think, is there a limit to how long they're supposed to be on
I think
there?
it's an
They
hour on the
stay all
computer.
day?
We have,
There's enough computers for everybody. If they stay all day, that's fine. Is that
Yes.
right?
correct.
But I know there have been complaints about the noise level in the library and the usage of those computers by the kids just to play their games and the noise level. Of course, I know kids get excited when they're playing, and, but a library is no place for that.
Let me address that.
Okay.
I mean, that's not the proper channel or place to, if that's going on. It's not a daycare. If they're actually coming up there to use the library and to do something, fine. But if I'm just bringing my kids up there just because I don't have any place to take them, when that turns into the playground up there, there's no place, work of business that's allowed anywhere. So that needs rectified. And I'll tell you that right now, that really does, that needs addressed if that's happening.
We also have several children that live in town that do spend,
Yeah, I know, but
time
but
at
she's
the
a whole different circumstance because she's an employee. You do understand that, don't you?
And she's bringing her children to work with her.
I mean, that's, and it is, and she's gonna be scrutinized on that, and you as a supervisor, if that's taken place, that should have been addressed long ago.
I will,
That might not make sense. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Number 8, vote on nominees for the new library board members. We're open for nominations.
I would like to nominate Lori Morris and Bruce Godfrey.
Lori Morris and Bruce Godfrey. Is there a second?
Second.
Philip is second.
What were the names again?
Lori Morris and Bruce Godfrey.
Godfrey.
Who
Johnny?
made the motion? Gail?
Gail. Philip seconded. Johnny, roll call on that.
Probably just to be sure, does she need a roll call on that?
Roll call.
Yes.
Yeah, thought so. Greg?
Yes.
Philip?
Yes.
Gail?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
I mean, they could have been a voice call if you,
Yeah.
she requested, she requested a roll call.
Okay. We're gonna go up to number 3, which was number 3. Sorry for confusing you there. Since I've resigned as trustee for the library board, I'm resigning as chairman also of this committee. So we're up for nominations for that, for the chairman.
I'll make a motion for Phil.
Phil? Do I
I'll
have a
second.
second? All four?
Aye.
Greg?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry, yes.
Philip?
Yeah.
You're good?
Yes.
Okay, I need a elect co-chairman for the library committee. Any nominations?
I'll elect Cindy. All right, I'll let you, Cindy.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'm on a nomination. Second.
Still roll call. Gail?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Philip?
Yes.
Okay. Elect secretary for the library committee nominations.
I'll let Gail, or nominate Gail.
I'll be going off in August.
Me too.
Okay.
I mean, they'll
Then we'll get
do
Okay.
all to do over again.
Okay.
I
next
second
September.
that.
Yeah, it's changed September.
Yeah.
Okay. All four?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Any old or new business?
Mrs. Swerts, would you open the public discussion?
Yeah, it's,
May I be recognized?
Come up to the table, say your name and your community.
name and community.
My name is Chelsea Patterson. I am a library staff employee, and I would just like to bring a couple things to y'all's concern. that I'm concerned about. I'd like to bring attention that the individuals making these decisions for the library board, as the library board committee and the library board themselves, how many of you are active in the library? How many of you have library cards? How many of you are utilizing the library to see the needs that it has, to see where it needs to improve, to see where it's doing great? I don't see any of you guys in there. So that seems to be a little bit of a problem, to be making decisions based on how you feel and how other people tell you, instead of experiencing it firsthand for yourselves. That to me seems like a big red flag. Same thing with all the board members should have active status with the library. Making decisions on something that you don't utilize yourself doesn't seem to make very much sense. That would be the same as somebody from Putnam County coming in here telling us what Overton County needs. So I would encourage all of you to get involved in your library, to see what we need, to see what we have strengths in, to see what we have moments where we can bring that up. And if you talk to our community members, you will see that. I also want to bring attention to the people that have put in applications for the library board. Do they have active library cards? Or is it the first time they grab their library board applications, the first time they got the library card? Because that has happened. And that to me does not seem to sit very right, because if the first time you've walked in our building, you want to make decisions for it, but you've never utilized it, you don't know anything about it, that seems to be not in the best interest of the library. Just like it would not be in the best interest of any of Overton County residents to have somebody from Putnam County coming in telling us what we need. The people that are in this community know what they need. Just like the people that are involved in the library know what the library needs. And that means the patrons that are all around in the community that are here. Some of the applicants that we have are very active library board members, but some of the ones that we've had have been put in because their friends want them to be on the board, and they've never even stepped foot in the building. And I really think that that should be taken into account of if these people are actually doing this for the right reasons. Are they trying to bring the library up? Are they trying to make decisions that are in the best interest? Or do they have their own agenda? Thank you.
Chelsea. I'm sorry, what was your last name?
Patterson.
We also trust that the library trustees will tell us what they need also.
Well, that's the thing though, the library board made recommendations of who they wanted for the library board, and that was turned into, well, you don't make the decisions, we make the decisions. And the comment of Judith making, do I need to come back up to the table? To speak? Okay. That Judith makes the final say of, and gets to pick who's on the library board. Miss Thelma, you were one of the ones that she chose, and that did not seem to be a problem then. But now because we don't get our friends on there, there's an issue.
Okay, our next meeting will be,
Hey Cindy, I have a question.
okay,
And where you're talking about the kids in the summer,
yes.
they have a summer reading program.
Yeah, that's
Come up to the table and say your name.
Lacey Savage.
Yeah, Lacey Savage. I'm
And what community are you in?
here in Livingston in town. I live in Hidden Valley. What about the kids when they come for the summer reading programs though? Like during that when they bring theirs?
That's fine.
So that will still be okay with?
Yes.
I was just wondering about that, how that would work since.
Yeah, they participate
Oh,
just
yeah.
like they would anything else, but it's not a daycare.
Right, but a lot of those, they do a lot of activities in the summer, like a lot.
Yeah.
That's
And they
fine.
do
That's
take,
fine.
they do take most of the day.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering how that was gonna work if they weren't gonna be allowed to do that anymore.
That's, well, as far as I'm concerned, that's Judith will end up addressing that, if that's a situation. But it's not to be treated, you can't take your child to work.
Right, well, we get that, but that's what I'm saying, a lot of the times when
Yeah,
I
but if
see
it's
the children
participating in
there,
school.
Yeah.
it's for those activities.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's not a
Activities
problem.
we're all about.
That's not a problem.
Okay.
Or if they need to come in there and just any time they need to study, but not as a full-time daycare
County Commissioner Donna Savage. I attended a meeting at the library over books. The books was in circulation, I knew about it 6 months before. I'd asked you about these books, but it finally come to head, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago. Growing Up Trans, LGBTQ, whatever. 2 women, 2 men. This was a nearly an hour-long meeting that we attended, back and forth, whatever the board wants. Judith said, I stand with the board, whatever, and the board said, whatever Judith wants. Back and forth, and Mr. Jerry spoke to each and every one of us like a dog. So, I do see the hostility in the library board. So I just wanted to make the board aware of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question. I probably shouldn't ask it, but I have a question. Is that okay? How did you get to be chairman of the board?
I was voted.
You was voted?
Hmm?
Oh, I was under the impression that you told us that one day you was working on something, in the library
As-
with
as a
and
ch-
she asked you, would you be the chair, would you take the position, and you said yes.
No, not as a chair, no. I was as a trustee. There was
So
no,
you was just asked to be trustee?
well, there was, I do IT for a living. And one of the requirements for the library trustees, for the library board, is to have somebody with an IT experience on the board.
So that's how you became chairman?
No, I became a trustee.
How did you become chairman?
I was elected. I was nominated by, I think it was Rita. I think Rita was the one who nominated me. I think Rita was the one that nominated me, and then it was basically unanimous.
Yes, you did, I remember that.
Okay.
So that's how, personally, I didn't want to be chair, okay? This was something that was thrust on me, okay? It was like saying, Jerry, do you want to be chair? I nominated Jerry, and Jerry became chair. The instance with the books was done by the state, and it was a review that we had to do because the state mandated that review. And we found some books, and we pushed that meeting until after the holidays to review those books, to January. That's what we did. And that's why we had the special meeting. Because that was a special meeting to review those books. And the only other special meeting we had was the interviews for the board nominees. And the board nominated 2 individuals, which this committee has a whole set of applications right on their desk, and new applications, and they haven't even considered those new applications yet.
That would be for the next one.
Well, no, that was not, when the county commission meeting happened, Darwin Clark, we had this discussion, and there is actually, Darwin Clark said, when it was asked to him about, can anybody apply for these committee positions, this meeting here, he said yes. And that's a transcript. It's on video. So now you have new applications that I was again asked, and I said yes, they can be submitted, and they're submitted here now, and you guys didn't even look at them.
Well, I have one more question. When does your term end?
When you had term.
When does your term as chairman end?
Well, there's going to be a new election when we have committee members, and so it'll probably be in July, I think, is my next one, and I have another 2 years as trustee.
When's I'm sorry, about the next meeting, go ahead.
Ms. Karen,
Yes.
Darwin Clark said if the board chooses to.
Well, we also have another vacancy. I think Ms. Helen Carter has resigned. Is that correct? Judith?
Oh, yes, she has resigned.
Okay, so we'll be filling that position, and we will also be filling another position with putting a county commissioner on the trustee board, because that's the law. There's supposed to be one on it.
Again,
So there will be more looked at. We did set through a set of interviews, and so this is who we have chosen, and we will stand by that. Thank you.
Okay, we need to, on the next meeting, then to get the minutes approved, to get it on that one.
Yes.
When do we need to
Is it,
do that?
May
Next
the-
week?
Miss Cindy?
yes,
I'm sorry, when a county commissioner, if a county commissioner is put on, are they aware that according to state law, it is an unpaid position?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was on it and I didn't get paid. Yeah, they're aware of that.
Then you got none on me here, Cindy.
Okay. Greg, what are you looking at?
We probably need to do it, to just get the minutes approved, be able to put it on the agenda for,
The May 11th
the
meeting.
meeting in May. When is our meeting in May?
Is it the 11th? Philip?
The 11th is the board, it's the county full
County
court
court
meeting.
date, so we probably need to, put it on the agenda at least. That'll give us plenty, what is it today, we need a week time?
Yeah.
So if we, on Wednesday, if we had it next Thursday, is that okay with everybody?
Yeah, we have,
They're doing what?
what's the date on next Thursday?
Yeah, that's good.
We have nonprofit on
We have
Thursday.
nonprofit on Monday, I don't know that, and then the 11th.
Yeah, but we need at least a full week to.
I'm
on
sorry.
that.
Got a solid.
Trying to figure out a meeting.
And the library board does meet on the 19th.
May 19th, okay.
Okay, so let's see, how about, did you say you had a meeting on the 7th?
Yeah.
Yes.
Would be a problem of doing it at, 4 o'clock?
When it's nonprofit.
It's
No,
probably 4
4th and the
o'clock.
11th and the 14th.
What's that? What's
The
that?
11th.
We could have it after, let's see, 4:30.
Oh, the 7th.
I mean, you could do it on the if the, yeah,
I
let's,
got two meeting on the 7th.
7th too. But basically, all we'd be doing is just making the, and
One of them's in Provo, one of them's at the judge.
oh, not here.
Not here.
Okay.
I have a doctor's appointment at Nashville on the 7th, but I have to,
That's a
Other
bad
one.
day. So,
8th,
8th would do it.
8th, at 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
Anybody got a problem with that?
No.
Okay. So we'll make the next meeting on,
May the 8th. Okay, our next meeting will be May the 8th at 4 o'clock.
and then,
Okay.
and I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion, second.
Yes.
Philip?
Yes,
Thank you all.
May the 8th.
Yeah, May the 8th.
All
That's
fair,
what
yes.
I said.
I got one thing to say. Hey,
Uh,
I want,